Yes, hello friends, welcome to BISP Solutions. Myself Ashwin, and today we are going to see, this is our day 2. Okay, now here we are going to see the case study, that types of BA, types of business analyst, right? And what are the skills required to become a BA. Today we are going to focus on this part. So just for a quick recap, yesterday we have seen the introduction part, right? We have seen the introduction part, that what is business analysis, where does a BA fits in a company, all that we have discussed. Now today we are going to see who is a business analyst, right? So business analyst, a professional who understands business needs and helps, right? A professional. Now our question is, who is business analyst? Now see, a business analyst, a professional who understands business needs and help design or recommend, let me make it bigger, okay, and recommend the solution, right? That means the BA acts like a bridge between the client, or we can say the stakeholders, and the technical team, because technical team never communicate with the client. Yesterday also we discussed on it. And different industries and projects require different types of BA. Now see, when we hear the word business analyst, now business analyst means there are different types of business analysts. Suppose if we talk about a software industry, now in that software industry, the business analyst should know the system development life cycle, right? The business analyst should know about the scripting part, a little bit of that particular language in which the company is giving the services. For example, let me give you with an example. Suppose software BA, right? Now in this software BA, or we can say IT BA, right? IT business analyst. Now he should know the SDLC concept. He should know the programming scripting concept also, whether it could be a Python, or we can say the React, right? Or we can say the Android, right? So any type of IT business analyst. So when the company is like service giving company, right, service provider company, in that case the requirement of the BA is different. The BA should understand exactly how the software is developed, right? So in that case, that is called the IT business analyst. Okay, so the simple definition of IT business analyst is a person who works on software development project, website, mobile app, and internal IT systems. Okay, so this was the definition of IT business analyst. Now what are the key responsibility when there comes, now right now we are talking only about the IT business analyst, okay? Then we will skip to we will jump on ERP business analyst. Now suppose, what are the key responsibilities of the business analyst that is from IT? So key responsibility, right? Now key responsibility, like gather and document software requirements. That means gathering information, right? Or we can say requirement collection. After that, the next task is create a user story or use cases, right? What are the use cases? For example, suppose I am a BA from IT background. Now if I go to any college owner, right, he says that I am having one college, and like we need to prepare a application of HR management system. Now in this HR management system, first of all I should know that exactly in a college management what is going to happen. So that task is called gathering information, right? Then second, use cases means, for example, I have to ask them that what type of how many streams do you teach, and suppose if the attendance are low, in that case what you will do? So so the requirement, based on requirement use cases, I will create one complete story. Exactly, this is the college, and in that college what is happening currently, what they want, all this user story I will create. Then once user story is created, right, after that what I will do, then I will take each and everything information and then I will show them, okay, this is how the story is done. Now the technical team, the technical team consists of designers and developers. Since it's a service provider company in IT, right, so we are talking about only IT field. So the IT field company, and in that team consists of designer and developer. Inside that designer comes under UI UX, right, UI UX designer, and the developers of that particular programming language. Then comes the testers, right. So I have to work with these designers, developers complete, right. I have to show them that exactly what they want and how you are going to perform them, right. So this is how the BA, IT BA works. Then also I need to understand what is agile technology, agile framework of working, agile model, right. Then what is waterfall model and which model is to apply. And I'm talking about this agile model, waterfall, we will discuss in depth in our upcoming sessions, right. So don't worry about that. If this term is not clear to you, I will explain you in a complete session. Okay, now so these are the SDLC models, right. There are many models, spiral model and all, we will discuss them, right. Now first of all I need to understand exactly what it is, and then I have to do one more thing, test case. Test case, see, once the information is collected, it is documented, then I have to work with the UI UX developers, right, all the team, testers, everything. And then the BA, the IT BA will understand exactly what model will be used, and now the same thing I have to convey to the client also, that we are using this model, and in this way these are the test case scenarios while testing. See, once they have developed it, right, let me put key responsibility of ITBA, right, key responsibility of ITBA, IT business analyst. Okay, now test case scenario while testing. So I have to submit a Excel sheet. I will prepare one Excel sheet in which all the test case scenarios are given. I will explain you this document also in our the same session where this agile model will be discussed, right. We will have one technical session also in that, right. Right now just I am taking this name only, test case scenario Excel sheet. Now this test case Excel scenario Excel sheet, it will be provided to the client, and then a UAT will be conducted. UAT, this also we will discuss. UAT means user acceptance testing, right. Okay, so user acceptance testing is also done. Now see, the question comes here, okay, everything is done, but how you will manage, how you will manage. So now the tool comes, tools, what tools an IT BA will use, right. Now see, there are Jira tools. Jira tool is also a collaboration tool in which the complete team put their day-to-day log, right. For example, day-to-day activity, exactly. For example, there is one designer and I have given him the task of design a login page, right, login logout page, all the pages I have given him to design only. So I will just put his task in the Jira tool, and then he will put at the end of the day, he will put exactly how much is done. Actually these tools are highly advanced tool. In this there is a facility that how much task is done, what was the time duration, when did the person logged in, when did the person logged out, everything these is there. So that is why instead of using just a second, so instead of using Excel sheet, what we do, we use these tools, Jira tools, right? There are so many tools, Figma, Postman, Excel, Confluence, all these, right? Figma is used for designing the pages. Postman is used for testing the API, testing the API, right? Excel is for creating the pivot table and then testing the data, whether the data is correct or not, right? So in this way, the IT analyst, IT business analyst, he is having this type of task. He has to communicate. He don't need to explain anything to the client. The client, whatever the client takes, gives the information. The BA, the business analyst, takes that information and then just document it in the format of BRD and then give it to the team. Now team will do the remaining all the task. Then again that task is to be the documented, and then it is presented in front of the client. These are called the stakeholders also. The client, whichever the persons involved in the complete life cycle of the software development, they are called stakeholders. It's a technical term, so they are called stakeholders. In our upcoming session, I will explain you how these stakeholders are communicating with each other. Okay, now, so in this way, after that, whatever the documentation is there, like user guide, test script, configuration document, right? So configuration document, and what next, configuration document, test cases, okay, closure document, all these type of documents are to be created, and then they will be signed off by the client, and then we will submit those documents. And once they sign, okay, the software is working fine, after that the project is set to be completed. So this is the task of IT business analyst, that from beginning to end, everything the business analyst has to balance. Many times what happens, there is a delay from the technical team side due to some technical error. So the business analyst has to explain them, he has to handle the client. So all these things comes under the communication that we will discuss later. Okay, now this was all about what we have seen related to ITBA, right? Now in our case study, our next point is ERP business analyst. Okay, now ERP business analyst means what? Now see, ERP, first of all, let me explain you the ERP, what exactly the ERP is. Now ERP means enterprise resource planning, and now here also it is a little different from IT company. Normally in IT companies, website development, application development, all these things are done, and since the coding is done from the scratch, right? You have given the requirement that this is my college and we want the student management system from the beginning. So the coding is done from the scratch. That is why this is IT industry is little different from this ERP part, right? Coding is done from beginning, right? And every time whenever the client needs changes, the client will ask to the company, whichever the company has developed the product, it will go to the company, IT company, and then it will take help from that company. So that is called maintenance charges, also maintenance support. So suppose if any company has taken the project of a college, and then college has developed the project like student management system. Now after that student management system, Suppose after 2 years, 3 years, they have opened one more field, AI, artificial intelligence, one more stream in their college. So again they will go to that particular company, and then again they will say, okay, start the coding. That is called maintenance, right? Maintenance support. Okay, now let's talk about our next part, that is ERP business analyst. So what the ERP? First of all, let me explain. ERP means enterprise resource planning. Now when we talk about ERP, now there are few names that are coming like NetSuite, Oracle NetSuite, it's an ERP. Oracle Fusion is an ERP, SAP is an ERP, right? So these are called the ERP systems. Now what happens, these ERP are already created by the Oracle company. Let's talk about the NetSuite, right? Already designed and developed by Oracle. Okay, Oracle company is having this. Previously it was called as NetSuite, but Oracle company has taken this NetSuite. So now Oracle company is having the ownership of NetSuite. Now in this way, the Oracle company gives you the complete solution. Now it is just like I have given you the complete system, and now you have to add or modify. For example, just take an example of motorcycle. In a showroom you will get only motorcycle. Now you have to add the accessories, that is up to you, or otherwise you can use it as it is, whatever. So same thing is here. NetSuite is a completely matured product, and Oracle gives you the blank instance of Oracle NetSuite, right? Now in this NetSuite, when we talk about NetSuite, again the same. Suppose let's take a scenario, company using an application for the last 10 years, right? Now they are switching from that application to NetSuite. They want to implement NetSuite in their business. Now here case is different. Here coding will not be done from the scratch. Already prepared NetSuite, already created NetSuite, that will be tailored according to your requirement. That is the difference between this ERP company and a traditional IT company. This is the basic difference. Here the NetSuite product is already created, already it is a completely ready to work. Now it is up to you. For example, like let's suppose order to cash. We talk about order to cash. Now in this order to cash, suppose they have purchased, the client has taken the subscription, right? So the Oracle company has given them the sandbox instance and the production instance, both. Now in the sandbox, suppose they want the form of the sales order should look something different according to their choice. So here we need to make changes according to their choice. This is the basic difference, right? So again here key responsibility of the business analyst. Okay, we are talking about only we are focused on business analyst. So key responsibility, right? Right. Now again the same, gather the information for modules like sales, finance, procurement and inventory. Now here it will not ask that what things are going on in your company. The BA will not ask. BA will ask, okay, what information, what changes you want in your sales module, right? Or what modification you want in your procurement module. For example, the company will say that, okay, in our purchase module, there is no approval routing. That means a person can, same person can buy $10,000 asset. Also he is able to buy 50 lakh dollar asset. So there is no any what we say supervision on it. So they want the approval routing. So this is the modification, right? This is what they need. So in this way the business analyst will collect information on like sales order, like P2P, right, purchase order, like inventory. In this way the business analyst gather. Now business analyst will work on documentation. Now here see, documents will also be different. In this IT only BRD, then the FDD, then TDD, then technical design document, okay, then unit test case, right. These are the series of documentation, but here a little difference. First of all BRD, then standard operating procedure, then fit gap analysis. What is this fit gap analysis? That means finding exactly what is already there in the application that is helping to the client and what new thing is to be done, right. So I will explain you in depth in this fit gap analysis when our session of technical point comes. We will see this. So fit gap analysis, for example, if fit gap document, how it is created. For example, if the company is working order to cash as usual method that is given in the NetSuite, so that is the fit, completely fit. And suppose the company's client is demanding, like we want approval process, that is called a gap. Now normally in the NetSuite purchase order moves from purchase order, then the item receipt, and then in this way invoice, everything is going on. So now this is the modification is to be done, although the facility is given in NetSuite that you can put the approval routing, but that is called the gap, that what new changes is to be required, okay. So in this way these are the documents that a business analyst creates, right. It prepares the document and then take the sign off from the client. Then after that the BA works with functional consultant, right, and implementation partner, right. So implementation partner means like the company, NetSuite company, and the functional. See what happens if a very big size company, they are having their specific requirements that a NetSuite does not contain. Now many times what happens in my projects also, I have seen many times the requirements is very unique, so we need to raise a ticket with the business partner, implementation partner, and then the Oracle agent will communicate with you, and then he will suggest what could be the proper solution, right. So the business analyst has to work with functional consultant, as well as if required then the business analyst will communicate with technical consultants also. Many times the there are some limitations in technical point of view also. For example, like sales orders, when we upload the sales orders, NetSuite supports that the sales orders should be converted to invoice, either use the scripting part or use any other method, but don't directly upload two different CSVs like sales order and invoice, right. So there are some technical issues also comes, and then the business analyst resolve all these things. Another point, BA involves in data migration also, testing, training, go live, right. So these are the different stages. Once the requirement is collected, okay, then standard operating procedure, and then the fit gap analysis, all these documents are created. After that the technical team make changes, everything, and then the testing is done. Actually this testing should be written before data migration, right, here like this way. Then the testing is done. After that the data is migrated. Now see, data migration is totally a different thing. First of all, testing is done, that means all the employee of the client, they do the testing, okay. Once the testing is successfully completed, actually it's a iterative process. Many times it happens that today we tested something and this error comes, tomorrow we tested something else, another error comes. So there is a possibility of error. So it takes near about 1 or 2 weeks for testing, and then when everything goes perfectly smooth, then we migrate the data. Now migrating data means exactly what? It works in 2 stages. See, it works in 2 stages. For example, let me show you like this way. Like here is the database Excel sheet CSV files given by DBA, database administrator of client end, right? Okay, now what he has done, he has given you the CSV files. Okay, here is the CSV files. Okay, and then what we do, we take these CSV files and then download in our local computer, right? We do not tamper the original CSV file given by them in a staging area. The technical word is staging area, right? So it's a staging area. Now in this staging area we download and we first check that data. First of all, I will explain you everything in depth. This staging area, when we download this Excel sheet, now with the help of data scientist or data analyst, we will first check that exactly what whether this data is perfect, ready to use, and then once they said that okay, yes, it is perfect, ready to use, and then we migrate the data. Now migration of data involves so many challenges. When we migrate the data, it involves so many challenges. Many times your records are not loaded properly. Many times few of the records are remaining still. So at that time again we need to repeat this process. So once the data is migrated into sandbox first, right, we get the proper profile of every CSV format or the CSV template. Then what we do, we migrate the data in the sandbox first, and then we show them okay, this is how it works. Then we give them the training also on sandbox only. We give them training and then go live. Now go live, right now it is not a go live. Once the testing is successfully conducted in sandbox, right, testing successful, then the whole data is sent to the production, right? And here also one more type of testing is done, right? Testing, same testing, and once it is successful, that is called a go live. Now in this go live, before going go live, for example, what they do, they freeze all the information, and then from 1st of January they start working on the new system, and then they again check parallel things are going on, right? So once they do the go live, and then they provide them the 6 months post go live support, and then the project is closed or the project is completed. Now again here the same, what type of tools use, same, you can use this now Figma will not be used, Jira, right, tools used, Jira tool, okay, then the NetSuite itself, because raising the tickets, so there is already a facility of raising the ticket in NetSuite, so you can raise that facility. After that Excel, right, and SQL basics also, right. So these are the tools which are used for implementation, and in this way a ERP business analyst is completely different from the IT analyst, right? Both are different. Okay, so this is how the ERP business analyst works. Now let's talk about functional business analyst, right? So let's talk about the functional business analyst. What is functional business? This is called the ERP analyst, ERP BA, right? And functional BA. Now, functional BA focuses totally on business process and logics, not much involved in technical development or coding, right? Completely focused business logic. Actually, his main task is to communicate with the client and discuss that whether your current logics are working properly. He just discuss on business logic, how the sales order will be processed, if WMS module is required for order to cash, then how to use. Suppose the company is using the barcode reader machine, then how to implement, how the process is going on, and how the process will become more easier. So these are all called or these are the tasks of functional business analyst, right? He is not involved in technical, right? He will not involved in technical. Now, what is his key responsibility? Okay. Now, key responsibility is to understand their business workflow. One is suppose key responsibility. Understand workflow. This is also task of consultant only, right? So business workflow means, for example, the client company wants a two-way approval, two layer of approval. Suppose if the purchase order cost total amount is like between $10,000 to $50,000, one another person will approve it. If the amount or the total amount of the purchase order is beyond 50,000, some other person will approve it, right? If any particular form is open, right? If any there can be a number of forms in a purchase order. If any particular form requires this type of workflow, in that case also you need to understand, right? So that is called business analyst, functional analyst. Then again BRD and functional requirement document. Functional requirement. So he has to produce functional requirement document, and then he works with stakeholders, and functional team. Now functional team consists of accountants, the CA, right? So these are the functional team includes of all these, and technical team purely technical person. Okay. Now here everything is coming, that is fine. Suppose at the time of migration, which field should be mapped with which field. For example, the company is using another application like Python application for the last 10 years, and they are not retiring that. So definitely the ID in the legacy system only the client knows, right? Client knows. So the functional business analyst, he will understand exactly what's going on. So what's going on means what is the ID, which ID should be mapped with which field in the NetSuite, right? For example, if I go to this, for example, in NetSuite, right? Customer name, right? Customer name, ID of this customer name is entity, right? In NetSuite. This is a technical. Now in legacy system, let's take Python application, right? In this Python application, the customer name is just shown by customer, right? Is the ID, right? And here is the ID. This entity is not a name, it's an ID, right? Now what we need to map these two, that's it. This is how we perform like this. We have to map this. right? Entity will be mapped with customer ID of the, and in this way when the Excel sheet of will be given to you for migration, right? For migration, when the Excel sheet will be given to you, the functional business analyst will explain the functional team and the technical team also, because they will work with the ID. So the technical team, he will take a session with the technical team, and then business analyst will show that exactly which field is to be mapped with which field, right? So that is why prepares process map and BRD and FRD, right? So here you will see the mapping documents also, right? So mapping document will also be prepared by business analyst. And here few more terms will come: stakeholder, SME, subject matter expert, right? Subject matter expert will also be there. Then the functional consultant. So the business analyst, or we can say the functional business analyst, work closely with all these three types of persons, right? And finally user guide will also be created by functional design document, functional business analyst, right? Because he is involved since starting to end in understanding the business only, right? So that is why he will be responsible for all these things. Okay, so far we have seen what is the here this, there it is, ITBA, right? First of all, we will see what is the, we have seen what is ITBA, then we saw the ERP business analyst, then we have seen the functional business analyst. Now let's talk about techno-functional business analyst. You see here is techno-functional business analyst. Now what is techno-functional? It's very simple, as the name suggests, a person who knows technical and the person who knows functional also, right? That is called a techno-functional business analyst. That means a very simple definition is a hybrid role, understand both business process and technical detail. That means he will be able to write the SQL queries, scripting part, and the data structures and the flowchart, everything. That means a person who comes from technical background, so definitely he knows the SQL part. He come from since he come from technical background, so he knows the SQL and the scripting idea also he must be having, right? Because suppose, let's take an example, I come from technical background, so I know the SQL idea, I have the idea of SQL, I have the idea of programming also. Now concepts are same, whether it could be a React native, whether it could be a Python, Django, any type of. So the technical functional consultant, techno-functional, we can say techno-functional BA, right, knows both technical, technology and functioning, right? Functioning, so technology and functioning both, it's a hybrid role, right? So this techno-functional person can help in both the way. Suppose many times a technical team stuck somewhere, so this techno-functional can help that team to overcome that problem, right? So this is called techno-functional business analyst. Now what are the key responsibility? Now see, here this role is most important. For example, technical team is stuck somewhere and technical team explains their problem to BA, right? Now this BA will explain same in different way, same to the client. Now because what happens, many times the technical person, he speaks in a technical language, but that client does not understand exactly what that means, right? Many times client asks to the BA what he is saying, please explain us in a simple language. So this techno-functional BA communicates with the technical team and acts as a translator between the developer and the business team. Okay. Also, since he is a techno-functional, so he design functional document also, and technical suggest changes in technical document also if required, right? So he knows both, functional also he knows and technical also he knows. So he helps the functional team to design a functional document, or he himself design that document, and also the technical team, he can give the instruction to the technical team that design that technical document properly, right? So he works on functional documentation and also validate the technical feasibility. Okay. Now this one more thing he should do, that is understand system integration, data flow, system integration, data flow, right? So understand system integration, data flow, API. Since he come from technical background, so definitely he know API also, Excel macros. Now Excel macro, you might be thinking that when we are talking about techno-functional in ERP, all these, where macro comes from. See, macro coding is also required. Many times what happens, suppose the requirement comes, I am giving you one scenario, real life. Suppose the employee of the client side, they say that no, we don't want to work on this NetSuite, we are habitual with Excel sheet only. Can you provide us a button in the Excel sheet and connect that Excel sheet with NetSuite? Now this is a challenge for those who are not comfortable with NetSuite, because it is obvious. For example, a person who is working for the last 20 years on Excel sheet, how would he immediately within 24 hours he can be working on that NetSuite? So the resistance is quite obvious. Okay. So the techno-functional BA, he should have all the knowledge related to this, right? He has to provide. In one of my project, what happens, the company requires that a person, he will check how many purchase orders are outdated or the due date is passed, they should be closed. Now for only this purpose, it is not feasible to purchase one another license, so we have given him the facility of the Excel sheet or the Suitlet sheet, right? Both are the options, so we provide them this type of facility. For this, macro is also required, the scripting technology is also required. So in this way, okay, now here what are the skills required to be a techno-functional? Okay, what are the skills required? So skills required, he should be good in SQL, he should be good in JSON, he should be good in REST API, and he should be good in Excel also. Because to become a techno-functional is quite challenging than any other BA. He should be good in SQL, JSON, REST API, Excel macro, right? And in this way, this techno-functional can become a bridge between all the teams. One more thing, he should be having the ability to design a solution architecture document. This is another term, solution architecture document, right? How it is prepared, I will explain you in our later session. So this is called solution architecture document. So in this solution architecture document, everything related to solution is involved, and that is the task of techno-functional BA. That means it's a little more challenging. Okay, so this is how these five types of these IT, ERP, functional and techno-functional, these four types of BA are there. Now see, let's have a look on this also. So we have seen all these IT, ERP, functional, techno-functional. Now see, IT BA focus on softwares and apps. As I have shown you, as I have explained you that IT BA means totally it works on IT industry. And then if you see what are the skills required, skills means the agile technology. He should be good in agile technology. He should understand exactly what is agile technology. Then use cases, whatever the use cases, he should be able to create those use cases. Example, building a mobile app. For example, building a mobile app requires mainly these two things: agile technology and use cases, whatever the use cases the company require. ERP, now in this ERP it is based mainly focused on ERP systems. Here the person, ERP business analyst, he should have the knowledge of all the modules like order to cash, purchase to procure, pricing, RMA, return material authorization, vendor return material authorization, invoicing, everything, right? So he should be having the knowledge of those modules. Then he should be having the knowledge of preparing BRD and the fit gap document, right? Both are the important document. And why it is used? Because automating invoicing in NetSuite. Suppose the client says that okay, automate the invoice. So at that time this ERP business analyst should be able to reply to the client, right? Now let's talk about this functional BA. Now functional BA completely focus on processes, exactly how the process is going on. So he will write the standard operating procedure. For example, in a company, the purchase to procure, there is a certain life cycle of that purchase order till invoicing and payment. So it will this person will focus on this SOP, the processes, and he will show he will explain the workflow mapping, right? He will focus on workflow, exactly what the workflow is going on. Okay, then next is here example HR finance flow mapping, right? Suppose we are migrating the data. In that case, mapping document will be required. Okay, so he should be able to say that okay, map this customer name with the entity which is the ID of that sales order in NetSuite. So he should be able to prepare a mapping document. Now techno-functional BA, so it is a mix of functional plus technical. That means the people expect that he should do everything, and because he is a techno-functional, so he has to understand the code also, he has to explain them exactly how it is done. All these things he should know from the depth. Okay, then we will see here what are the skills. SQL skills he should know, that means complete developer skills he should possess. Okay, he should have all the developer skill: SQL, API, data mapping, programming, right? And then at which stage, for example, like integration between ERP and CRM. Suppose if you are given a task of integration, at that time it is used. No doubt there is a complete technical team will be there, but techno-functional will communicate with client also, and he will communicate with the team also to get that task done on time. And now see the closing thought exactly. Suppose I'm giving you my example. I come from technical background, right? So you don't choose the type of BA, your interest exactly. Suppose my interest is in programming also and in the functional also. So I focus on programming point of view also and the functional also. So I communicate with the technical team also and with the functional team, right? And suppose if a person comes from directly from purely the what we say, the commerce background, right? Commerce background. So he will be given the task of functional BA. He will become a functional BA only, right? He will not become techno-functional. So your project and your interest determines that what type of BA you are going to become. As you grow, you can become techno-functional BA who understands both the business and the technology. If you are coming from only purely commerce background, then you can become a functional BA because the business completely runs on commerce, right? And if you are from purely IT part, you can become the IT BA also, IT industry business analyst. So in this way, whatever background you come from, that decides that exactly what you will become, right? So guys, today we have seen today we have seen the case study types of BA and what type of skills are required to become a different types of BA, right? And in our next session we will see how many introduction to ERP and traditional software projects, right? Today we have seen that how many types of persons or how many types of BA that you will meet when you will enter in the industry, IT industry, right? So these are the different types of BA. Tomorrow we will see how many types of projects are there. We will discuss on the ERP project also, we will discuss on the IT projects also, all these things, different types of projects, and then we will see later that how to manage these projects, right? So guys, I recommend you to watch this video again if anything is not clear to you, right? And those who comes the very first time, so subscribe my channel, right, and like the video so that you will get the notification of the upcoming videos, right? Okay, so we will see tomorrow our next topic, okay? And if you have any doubt, you can put it into the comment box, right? Thank you friends, thanks for attending the webinar. Thank you.